are you? Happy to be here, bringing you a reading for the collective. Aries, not date or time specific. I did upload, just in case you missed it, June 2021 forecast. So forecast for this month. I grouped them by element, but within the element, each sign has their own reading. So if you want to check that out at the end of this reading, a thumbnail will pop up that will take you straight there. Another fun announcement is I finally completed getting all the individual zodiac playlists created. So I'm going to be phasing out the ones that are by month and year. Most of my readings aren't really date or time specific, so the month and year thing is just an awful lot of playlists to have to go through. So I figured now it's just all you got to do is click on the Aries playlist and you can scroll through, see if any titles speak to you or resonate with you, and there may be a message there for you. Okay, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope if you enjoy the reading, you'll consider joining us by subscribing. For those who are returning, thank you so much. It's been kind of a weird week, not going to lie, with Mercury retrograde and Pluto and Saturn retrograde. It's a lot. It's a lot. So if you're feeling like it's a lot, you're not alone. Okay. Also, subscribers, don't forget to check out the memberships. There's a little link down there below. We're still growing. Would love to have you join us. All kinds of special readings there, morning musings, unboxings. One level gives you some master classes, one master class a month. So check it out. Would love to have you join us. It's very reasonable, very, very reasonable. Okay, so I'm pulling for you, Aries, from the Spirit Animal Oracle. I'm going to keep it light and positive for the first half of June. So this one always makes me smile. Beaver Spirit, perfect. Lay a solid foundation. Lay a solid foundation. It is card number 6, and 6s energetically, numerologically are about balance. And I love that the foundation, right, can give you a sense of balance. That's a nice card for you. I'm just going to do the one. I may pick another one later. So let's see what's coming through for you, Aries. Aries, Aries. As a reading for the collective, it may not resonate with everyone. Let's just take what speaks to you, leave the rest. If you're here as a cross watcher, that's great. So, wow. Well, Aries, yeah, Mercury is getting to you. There's a lot of air energy here. Divine Masculine coming through with the energy of the Ace of Swords, Feminine King of Swords energy. As always, you can flip it around. I just set the intention, and then if it comes through reverse for you, that's not a problem. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Aries, Aries, Aries. So, in the recent past for the masculine with the 3 of Wands, something that they had been waiting for, finally manifesting, finally appearing in their lives, you know, because they made it happen with that 3 of Wands. And right now we've got present energy as the 9 of Cups. So there's some satisfaction around it, but at the same time they may be feeling a little complacent. I notice that the feminine here has the 7 of Pentacles. So maybe you guys are in a holding pattern. 7 of Pentacles is patient, but trusting that seeds have been planted. And then going forward, near future, there may be something that's up in the air for the masculine. A message of love or apology here with this feminine in the future. And it could just be that everything's hinging on that. There may be a bit of a delay. Makes sense. We're in the retrogrades, so sometimes communication goes wonky. In the past, for the feminine, 5 of Pentacles could have been feeling very out of touch with this person. Maybe some level of a sense of abandonment or feeling a little unstable. Not personally, Aries, please. But within the connection, something's just not stable here. That's why you're getting the lay a solid foundation, and it's a 6. The 5s reference something that's not quite balanced. So for the feminine, it's all like there's a little bit of a waiting game. The King of Swords is usually someone who, wait for it, isn't super warm and fuzzy. Even though the stained glass windows there are glowing and inviting these people in, they're still kind of stuck out in the cold, and that feels a little bit like what might be coming through here. Feminine, that may just be your energy or the energy that you're feeling coming through from your divine counterpart. So let me go ahead and clarify. This Ace of Swords, though, for the masculine, they're having an aha moment right now. They're seeing something very clearly, maybe having some measure of insight. Ace of Swords. Knight of Swords. Wow. Aries with, well, finally, some fire. Wow. So they're getting very clear about what they want. Very clear about what they want. Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords, King of Wands. Speaking some truth to power. Once this information, as it comes in, it's like an epiphany, and they can't, like, they're feeling sense of urgency here, the Knight of Swords. Taking steps to act on the truth that is revealed. King of Wands, very passionate. They are, they're ready to claim what they desire, which is this beautiful Ten of Cups energy, that happily ever after sense of completion, something that really I feel like they kind of think is in a holding pattern as well. But they're after something more. With the 10 underneath the deck, it's kind of in their, not in conscious awareness, so it's rising to the surface that they are becoming very clear about what they want and how to get it. Three of Wands in the past with the Chariot. So what they, in the past it was about moving forward, calling in an opportunity here for themselves where they could move forward, a sense of victory, gathering up their confidence along the way, and one baby step at a time. So this was a new situation for this masculine. I just find it interesting that the feminine may not have been included in that. Excuse me, scratchy throat. So it just seems to me as if as this masculine was forging ahead, it took all of their gathering up of their courage. The Strength card is a little bit more about, having the courage and the strength to overcome challenges and obstacles. And on some level underneath, they knew this was a totally new environment for them. Page of Pentacles, the offer that they could make at that time may have been very small. But they were taking their first steps in a new situation. Nine of Cups now, they're feeling pretty satisfied. Yes, what she said. So the Ace of Swords, right? Whatever this truth is, whatever they're seeing clearly, is giving them a sense of self-satisfaction, for sure. The Nine of Cups, it's like a genie. It appears, looking for this information, looking for some truth, and bam, it just comes through. Yes, more air energy. The Fool, ready to take a leap of faith. This could be, we have Cancer as well, Aries, Leo, Sag, but the Swords energy is getting my attention. Underneath is Temperance, more waiting. But not the waiting game so much as just, some balance has to come into play before they can actually take the leap. So that's what I'm seeing here. The Fool meeting the Temperance card is, it's going to be a calculated risk. There may be more information you need before you take that leap. So be wise and wait for everything to kind of come into flow. So Temperance is about self-control and restraint and the patience, the wisdom of patience to know that in time everything will kind of come into flow energetically. Moving forward in the near future, we have the Two of Pentacles. So maybe there's more information that's needed. I'm just visually looking at the two chalices of the Temperance card mimicking the same energy here of that Two of Pentacles. There's a back and forth of it all that I feel coming through here. If that makes sense. If you can sense that intuitively, that there's something that won't quite be settled. Two of Pentacles. Well, hello. I'm not taking them. 3 or 4 cards flipped out, too many. King of Swords. Magician, beautiful, and the Lovers. Wow. So a choice will need to be made. Lovers card. And in the future, I have a feeling that it will be not the easiest decision or choice. This King of Swords is almost coming through as the feminine's energy. So maybe not real warm and fuzzy, possibly due to the previous aforementioned 5 of Pentacles. But they're trying to, here in the future, really manifest what it looks like to be some form of a union or reunion with the divine counterpart, but things are going to be a little sketchy and up in the air. It makes sense to me, even though this isn't a date or time specific reading. When we have many planets in retrograde, it does kind of come through in the readings as some measure of indecision or holding patterns. Yay! I mean, that's a good thing. You want that. You want that because it helps you take time to review. That's what the retrogrades are all about. Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, review, realign with your shadow, do some shadow work. Saturn, retrograde, the great teacher, Lord of karma, right? Shiz is going to come back through that needs to be addressed. So Mercury, you get it, communication, right? Technology, all those, everything goes on the fritz. And I feel as like that's why so many of you are coming through with readings that, even though I'm not saying they're date or time specific, there's some measure of that energy of the retrogrades coming through. So make space for that, allow it. Feminine here, King of Swords. I know I just got really preachy for a moment. But I sense that people aren't happy with the waiting game. Why? Because you tell me. I don't want to wait. Okay, so King of Swords and the 6 of Wands. This is about reconciliation. I feel almost as if this is good because this is about meeting someone kind of in the middle, right? Coming up with a win-win outcome. And I love that. I feel like this feminine with this King of Swords energy, what that tells me is now all the kings, you hear me say it a million times, have extra swords. All the queens have extra cups. So your Queen of Swords is a lot different than swords on swords that the king has. So this is a feminine, regardless of sign, who is completely and thoroughly in strategy mode. Heart, not in the picture. It's like the Tin Man. I am operating on reasoning and strategy and intellect. I'm using my head. I don't have time for any baby BS. So I feel as if the King of Swords is coming through for this feminine because they are really being very strategic, especially if they want a win-win outcome, meeting each other halfway, finding a happy medium or a middle road that satisfies both of you, and so that this feminine comes through it feeling victorious. Oh my God, that took me so long to get out. Like, hello. And being very strategic means that the Knight of Pentacles is guiding this feminine in terms of creating a plan. So this feminine's being extremely strategic, very methodical, deliberate, intentional, not worried about the time or the pacing, wants to get it right. This person, the King of Swords, as a person, is someone who wants to do things right. They care about integrity. They care about honor. They care about truth. They care about their reputation. Need I go on? And so it makes sense to me that the Knight that would come through here would be the Knight of Pentacles, especially if a reconciliation is going to be brought about. Underneath, yes, it's just to some degree this feminine's not in a rush, because this feminine understands how some things exist beyond time and space, and there's a plan, and it unfolds in divine time, so there's no rush. There's no rush. The feminine on some level is, unless you've reversed it, which can be fine, is feeling the fatedness of this connection, and therefore and possibly even the reconciliation. Maybe on some level, Aries, the feminine saying, I know we're going to reconcile. I know we're going to come back together in a way that feels comfortable to both of us. So there's no reason to push. I have to be super precise, very strategic, create my plan. And I'm not saying that in a nefarious way. Like, there's no ill intention here. This is somebody who wants to get it right. And that's a good sign. It's high vibration. It's a king. Okay, I beat that to death. 5 of Pentacles in the past. Look, I keep getting all these cards coming out. I don't want to keep throwing them away in case they're the same ones. I didn't look at the last 3. But I got Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, and the Hierophant. And that would lead me to believe that it's possible this feminine could be married. There could be a marriage or a long-term commitment here that was sabotaged. 5 of Swords could have been an unfair fight. I'm feeling commitment very strongly that may have been broken. An unfair fight meaning zero-sum game. Like the other person played to win at all costs. And really sort of took this feminine out of balance. Right now we're working on foundations here. So it feels to me like the feminine may have felt played, set up, manipulated, may have felt that somebody broke a commitment in an intentionally hurtful way. Yeah. I mean, I get jumpers every now and then, but I don't get 3 or 4 at a time. So the fact that it happened twice told me maybe I better take it. And so if that doesn't speak to you, don't worry about it. But somebody here needed to see that. 7 of Pentacles right now waiting. And it makes sense if I'm looking at reconciliation and wanting to do things the right way and feeling this is fated and that it's, you know, that the coming back together has to be done in the right way. And therefore there's no real pressure or rush. We have planted the seeds for what we want, dear feminine, and we're willing to wait for it. But something here went off the rails. Not in a good way. I almost look at this masculine now in a little bit of a different light. Seeing the Chariot with the Strength card and the Page of Pentacles. Maybe the masculine just wanted to kind of move on, get out of the drama of it all, and had to sort of gather up some courage to make that situation possible. I'm not saying it happened, I'm saying it's possible. Seven of Pentacles, yes, operating on intuition. High Priestess, Knight of Cups, an offer of love. That's what you're waiting for. Page of Wands underneath. Sort of, I feel as if you're not in communication with each other. I am feeling the energy of separation. And I think the feminine is waiting to see, what am I going to get? Am I getting the love or am I getting the player? Right? For lack of a better phrase, that Page of Wands, because it's underneath, there's, you know, just a little hint in the background. Is this somebody who is coming from their heart or from a desire to get their own needs met? and not really invested in the connection. So that's the question that the feminine is operating from their intuition on. We get the Page of Cups in the future. Beautiful. Yep. End of the painful chapter. Things return to balance. So I'm seeing something very positive here for the feminine in terms of this message of love or apology, bringing in the happiness, sort of a return to some measure of joy, feeling almost like coming through it successfully. The Sun is also success. 10 of Swords, end of a painful chapter. Tens are completion, and underneath is this 6 of Pentacles. So what is not in the feminine's conscious awareness but may be available to them is an equal give and take, some measure of a return to generosity of time, energy, spirit, resources, something more reciprocal instead of more one-sided. I do feel like I want to look at this whole aspect of it a little bit more in the extended. So if you're curious about where this is headed, the link to the extended is below. You can follow me by going there, and I will continue to sort of pull cards now for the two of you, looking more closely at what, you know, what's going on, what should be your focus, what are the blocks to love, what can you expect to come of the whole shebang. I'll pull a card for you from Spirit. The universe will get some advice there. Something going on that you don't know about, but maybe you should. And then the potential outcome and some more oracle. Okay? So the link's below. I look forward to seeing you there, Aries. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you on a future reading. Bye.